me a minute. I'm just trying to update here. I'm gonna go on live. Yeah, I got feedback. Okay, I'm gonna turn off this, and I'm just gonna check to see. Sorry, I just have technical problems here. I want to make sure I'm not, how do you say, not getting feedback through the whole flipping video. Uh, so I want to see here if I'm, yeah, I want to see here. Okay, there seems to be no feedback right now. So if because I turned my audio off and I'm hoping there's, great. Yeah. Hoping that's the reason. Anyway, sorry guys. Okay, so I'm going to do part two for the energy report that I posted yesterday. It just kind of left on a note. I felt the need to continue the energy stream there. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to shuffle in front here of everybody in order to get these cards out here. So sorry for that. But this is what I normally do. So happy Sunday. Is it Sunday even? Oh my. Yeah. So just give me patience here as I go through the cards and put them out. Go backwards, grounded energies and whatnot. Yeah. Okay, so anybody comments? I think I can. So those will be, I'm always off the monitor. This will be the, you know what I'm going to do? See, I'm shuffling the 5 cards, and the cards are not wanting to go off. So I get that there's still some interference in the field between getting the right messages for people intuitively. That should settle down soon here. No matter. I think everybody's intuitively. The ones that need to be are in place. Is what I'm getting. So what that means is they're intuitively being guided to be where they're meant to be in order to receive what they need to receive. If you get my drift. Um, Nothing's too far out of whack that it can't be brought back into balance, is what I'm getting. Okay. A lot of freezing going on here. I don't know if that's going through, if it's just on my end or what. I wonder. If I do this. Cancel. Something's funny. But anyway, what else is new? I think they've updated this StreamYard thing since the last time I've been here. I don't know. I wanted to do this live for some reason. So again, hopefully you're not getting any feedback. I don't know if anybody will be in. I won't know until it's all over. Last time I did, I muted one camera, but the problem was my speakers. So now I've turned the speakers off and muted the one camera. So hopefully that helps with the feedback problems is clipping out, cutting off, whatever. So then that'll be better this time. Okay, so as we get into the energies, we already know that some of us here, the intuitives, they're going to be having a hard time picking up on energy, or they may be inadvertently misguided in some form here because they're still messing with the field, though it's on lower levels. There's a double-edged sword there, but though on lower potency levels, it's being messed with. It's still being messed with. So those subtler fields will have a harder time sussing things out. You really have to be on your game, having to do with the deciphering of the energies. Yeah, things are not fitting. Blocking. Yeah, some people can be being blocked from their intuition in order to, gain access to other nefarious things, whatnot. Again, these are all things that are losing their grip. Those that are pushing that energy, that negative field, in order to stop people from gaining their instinct, stop them from going or gaining gifts in that kind of energetic way. Those that are doing that are really having to put a lot of energy in order to make little progress. So the sense here is we're depleting our system so much so that it is really funneling us right out of power. This is what they're showing me, right? So this is happening. But again, if we're unsteady in the field, take a time out and relax and dip into your 3D universe, even as screwed up as it all is, right? At this time. Still dip into that, and then you will feel the difference, the clarity. Like even from yesterday to today, there's a huge difference for me, and I feel like that's how do you say? That's a micro to macro thing. It's like they're showing me, oh, what clarity I have from today to yesterday, or yesterday from today. It's the same with everybody on the earth. As time moves on, the clarity will lift, and there will be absolutely no question where what we need to do and all of that. And our instinct will be locked in much more heavily. This kind of thing. Okay, so the Isis cards is the last here before I start. Man, these cards are huge. For the makers of tarot, make for the hands. So some of them are too big to shuffle, but anyway. Alrighty, here we go. So we're going to get into whether it's continuation, a sidestep, a different point of view. I don't know, but we're going to get to the energies here and see if we can't make sense of what's okay. I watch this kind of rides down. Alrighty. So, trying to be all neat. Okay, the first card here, spiritual energy. A lot of this is deep stuff, presuming it'll continue. Temple of the Black Obsidian. Yeah, I gotta log on here. Okay. Dark Healing Chamber, right? This is, as I was mentioning in the last reading, a lot of people are trying to finish off karmic debts, this kind of thing, move into clarity of frequency. This is what the universe is trying to help you with, and it's also what if you're in this field, things will be going swimmingly. If you're not, they won't. Simple as that. Everything's conducive to this happening. So when you're in the dark healing chamber, this is what the universe wants. This will feel like the right thing to do at this time. You have no doubt that you need to be and doing and dealing with all of this heavy energy, whether it's sadness or things of our past that we need to feel and let go and release, this kind of stuff. So this is our past, present, future. So this is an energy that has hit us already, and we may be working our way through this and moving into a clearer field in the future, or we're just dealing with a lot of these issues. There's an inner sense of wanting to get our joy up front, and in order to properly do this, we need to be in a clear way. It's kind of like getting our studying done before we go to the test. It's like we know we have to get it done. So the more that we procrastinate, the worse we feel, the worse irritated and agitated we feel. So the thing is, if we do all our studying, and then we go into that energy with that mindset. Okay, I've read it over. I know the work. I know the material, and there's a sense of confidence. No more itching that I gotta get. Oh, did I miss this or did I miss that? There's a confident, an energetic confidence here of going in, and I dealt with this. So this is what I'm feeling here with that yellow triangle, and the triangle is facing up in the fire element. They want me to take note of that. And in the background, it's the water, and those are two opposing energies. So again, we may have opposed a lot of this healing for a great period of time, and a lot of us are just to the point where this stuff is the bottom of the barrel stuff, right? We didn't want to deal with this. This is all that energy coming back. Okay, but we may be finally doing this. So the second card here, yeah, Temple of the Carnelian. Entering the fierce belly of separate. So the carnelian is all about self-worth. Like things that I know, they're gonna feed off of my knowledge base for what's going on here, right? So when I think of carnelian, way back in the day when I was searching gems and their meanings and whatnot, I remember coming across an orange one. I'm like, I like orange. So I bought it not knowing what its properties were. And when I looked at the properties, it was about self-worth, self-esteem, self, and a building of self. And that stuck with me highly because it was pertinent at that time. I didn't feel good about the self. I didn't feel confident about what I was doing, where I was, how I was, none of it. And so that rock went in my pocket because it was utilized, it was needed, right? And I urge you to do that as well. Not necessarily research, but let them blow your mind. Let them, go and pick a gem because it appeals to you, not because of the properties you think you should have. Because then you go within the sphere of the universal energy kind of guiding you along, right? That's more within instinct, right? What appeals to me? What feels good? What do I feel like I want? Why do I want this? And then have it on your person, on your body somehow, and utilize it for a day or two before you look up the properties, and then see how that may affect you in some kind of way, right? Because that's literally what I did. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna. Why? Because I was guided. I was told just pick a rock, take it home, and then notice what you see. And then I noticed, and what do you know? It was in line with the energy that was there. Coincidence? You can have it either way. It could be a coincidence, and you can just throw the rock away and not have it mean anything. But you can also tap into that world and have it mean something and go forward and explore that. So, the Temple of the Chameleon is really about the self worth and whatnot. And they're referencing back. I was going to put those two cards, the masculine and feminine. Maybe I should look for them. Uh, was it in this? No, it was in the other deck. Give me moments. I'm going to do this because I said I was going to do it and I didn't. This was the female here, and there's a male journey card. And that was and this is about the partners coming in and whatnot together, right? Partnering up in the love vibe. Well, how do you get the love vibe going? You get partners together that can fall deeply in love with each other and affect those around them in a positive manner. This is how you get it going. And those that are in offense to that or don't, can't handle that, well, they got some growing to do themselves, right? What should be the last card? Oh, okay. Secondly, they're going, give me a minute. So I got the ace. I got that. I'm just going to show this because they're telling me, look at those three cards. So it was three before the last. And we have the ace of earth, the four of fire, and the emotions. Yeah. Uh, this has to do with both these people, right? So basically everyone. Um, The Ace of Earth is our 3D Earth, planning ourselves here, dealing with the issues on the Earth plane, right? Even though you're all being off in the stratosphere, right? We're going off in places in our dream time, in our daydreams, in our third eye, all of it. We're really being ungrounded. This is the universal energy saying it's best to stay on your grounded earth and utilize all that's up in here, but not lose ourselves in all that's up in here. And this is about the fire element is the action we take on the earth. So when we're in the four of fire, this is, the bullseye, what it is that we want to go after. And again, this guy's journeying forward because there's a curiosity that I need more out of life and they're going to go and try and hit the bullseye, whatever they figure that is. And the emotional center here, yeah, butterfly, heart, and star. The star is about connection with spirit. The butterfly is about the transformation of emotions that needs to happen in order for us to utilize our heart wisely, right? All this they're showing me. And then this is kind of like Cupid's arrow. Someone here is just not wanting to deal with their emotional center, period. So there's some of us here, right? We don't want to deal with that. We don't want to take that in. That's like the universal God saying, here's your sort of truth. All you have to do is speak your truth and go in that direction, having to do with your heart. That's it. It's pretty simple. There's no test for this. We just have to go from there. Okay, so I'm going to take these away because they want me to explain that little scenario there. And as we move forward, so these were the two from the last reading, the energy report. The journeyman, he's taken a journey. He's curious about this energy. This one here, they're going to separate them and explain. So this one here is in curious mode. All that they're giving me here. Just a minute. Okay, I'm going to put these aside for now because I want to focus 100 here, right? There he is. Okay. So those that can relate to this energy, they're in a mode where they take life lightly and they're going, this is good because we can't take things too heavily at this time because it can foul us up no matter. Now, they're taking things lightly, da da da. There's some lessons that we need to learn about how to go forward and whatnot. And I have a feeling that this is a lot in the emotional center. He's wearing a lot of red here, so he's taking a lot of action in ways. But there's no exposure to the heart center. In this card, we don't see the heart center, but we see a lot of the stars within the mountains here, which means that we're quite removed from our sense of astral. Um, hmm. So we may not accept that other side of things. The 5D, as they call, I still don't feel that hits the energy on the head there. When I say the 5D and the 3D, the 3D, I mean on our ground, our feet, our planet on the earth, we touch, taste, or sense. And then the 5D is things that we can sense, but in an extra sensory perception way. Now, I feel like this guy is grounded in the 3D earth. He's taking adventures on the 3D earth, going out, moving and shaking, doing all this stuff. This is what he's doing. I feel like the emotional center is something, it's like the last frontier for him before he can get tapped in to a higher level. Okay. And this could be a masculine feminine thing, or it could just be, I mean, you're going to have feminines in this energy as well. So that can go either way. But it's people that are grabbing life by the horns and moving and shaking, but they're leaving their heart on the sidewalk as they go down the middle of the road on the freeway kind of thing. So this is the problem with this is we got to develop our heart center more and align with that in our action oriented way. Okay. Now, as we go to this one, the other side, if we so put the feminine, right? So the feminine energy, they're very much introverted. This would be like an extroverted energy. Okay. But anyway, the feminine, she's introverted. She's connecting to spirit. She's connecting to all that is. She's connecting to that magical realm and may even be doing and affecting people in that way, in a silent kind of way, for some period of time here. Now we notice there's a heart illuminated here. It's not very big and it's not glowing too brightly, but it's there's an awareness of coming from heart here. Now, I feel like learning how to utilize that properly as well. This one needs to find out where it is and what it means and all of that. Um, this one may be in the third grade, how to do with the heart, and this one's in about seventh, high school. We're just learning, right? We're just learning. We're not graduated, and I don't know that anybody's really graduated if you're here. If you're here, you're always learning. But we're up in the high school arena and we're trying to, um, when you get to high school, right? You go in, some kids may have fear. You may have a fear as to what, oh, there's more kids and they're older and they could be a lot, pushy and, all this stuff. But you could also get in with a crowd that accepts you for who you are and you have an okay time, so that stress unwarranted. There's a sense of this kind of action within the heart is a sense of we've had enough abuse in the heart area that, um, and again, this can be a feminine or a masculine in this energy, but for simplistic, right? This is not a simplistic reading, but um, I'm saying it's feminine, but the masculines can carry this as well. In fact, a lot of them that do. It's a mixture, of both. Yeah, there's a lot of hard work that's being done. And there's a lot of hard work they're saying that's being avoided here. This one is just adventuring, taking things as it comes, which is kind of the way things need to be looked at in order to, take it as it comes. It's almost like the naivety. How do I express that? The naivety here having to do with that other side of things, that spiritual side of things, is kind of helping this person absorb more. Because if they knew, they would resist it more. This is what I'm getting. This is the opposite. They know, so they're resisting. It's not high, but it's here because we know it may be painful. We know it may be. This one's just going out. He don't care. He's just whatever I come across is going to hit me, and bang, it's going to affect me. Whatever. I'm not stressing too much about it per se. Okay, and that's helping them because they will learn the lesson and they will graduate. Here we're avoiding the lessons, trying to avoid the lessons, so we may not graduate. This is what I'm getting. Okay, so that's the initial energy. I'm just going to put these guys up here as the poster people for the energy. Now we'll get back on track here. We were ending at the carnelian. Hopefully I don't confuse too many people here. We're ending at the carnelian again, right down the center is unchangeable. This is the self-worth we're working on. Okay. We're trying to get through to feel worthy of ourselves of love, right? Worthy enough to feel that we deserve it, maybe for some. Um, we got a lot of healing to do, and some of that can be healing and forgiveness of self in order to move forward. This is all part of that. Okay. A lot of past energy that's being dealt with. Now, as we move into the miracle of Isis, miraculous healing of the goddess. Oh, and that aligns highly with this, and this aligns highly with this. So they're both tuning in, both partners tuning into the self-worth area in different ways. This journeyman here, I'm going to call him, and this star person. Everybody's a star person, really. I don't think any of us are. There's just lower frequency people that are in high resistance of it, is really how they filter it to me. It's like there's people in high resistance, they just don't, they reject it. So those that are accepting it are more on the higher frequency. Now, there's one in the middle here. And again, we're healing from the black obsidian. It takes all the negativity out of things. If there's something of a darker vibe, it will lift that, transmute it, take it apart, whatever it needs to do. And I feel like through the path that this journeyman is going on, they're going to inadvertently come across these things. There's going to be adventures they jump into that's going to disappoint them. But guess what? They're going to learn lessons that they need to learn to advance forward, unbeknownst to them, right? Because they're just jumping in where they want to go. And where they want to go is being highly guided, but they don't know this at this time. Or they may not give it that kind of credit, right? Again, there may be a belief system here that prevents us, locks us out from all of the magical stuff, which is fine. It doesn't matter. You don't have to believe in it in order to be affected by it. So, Temple of the Carnelian, as we move into this energy, give me a minute here. These are both parties are tapping into that. And that's healing to gain self-worth and also healing in a different way to gain self-worth. I feel like this person is healing for outward appearances. They're an extrovert. So it matters what you think of me. If you think something of me, I'm gonna change it to adapt to you. This one here is internal. They're going, I feel a certain way. I don't care how other people feel. Not that we don't care per se, but I'm not going to change my inner person for someone outside of me because I'm connected and I feel very strongly of a place I need to come from. And they are trying to heal internally. It's like introvert, extrovert. This is what I'm getting. So either way, um, like again, these can be perfect opposite, opposing energies, right? But they're healing in different ways, but they're accomplishing within their field, masculine and feminine, the same thing um, to get to the same point. Now, as again, now the miracle of Isis. Now the miracle is that these two are going to heal on their path some way, somehow. I feel like this masculine is coming more quickly into the field of the opposing partner. I'm saying opposing because at this point, I don't feel them together. So if you're with someone, this may be hard to heal or hard to hear. Okay, give me a minute to get this straight. If you're opposing, what were we trying to say there? Oh, yeah. Yeah, just those in partnerships, right? That are in resistance. It's just nothing will be going right. Your life will be in the pits. So this is your, I mean, we know this on an internal level. We're fighting it. Those people just won't be affected by these energies of evolving because they're stuck in it. And they may be stuck in it for a longer period of time than they figure. Now, those that are trying to advance forward, trying to get out and trying to change, right? And mutate those ones, this is what I'm talking about. Now, I'm just going to go forward. There's miracles bound here for those people that are trying to better themselves and get better partnerships, right? If we're coming from a place that is, um, I keep wanting to say disease, but that's not right. If we're coming from a place of dis-ease, but we're not satisfied, we're trying to go to satisfaction. And there's miraculous things can happen as long as we take the leap to at least face and take a step in that direction. Okay. So we're going to remove these cards or move them up a little bit here. Where do I go? I'm going to put it like this because we're going to keep the characters in mind here. And the carnelian. Am I still in view here? Man, there's a lag on my video. Yeah, it's blocked right out. Anyway, keep going. Okay, so on the three here, the journeyman, what do we get to expand? Wow, the six of water. Okay, this goes along with the last read because when we're talking about this energy, this is the giving of the heart, coming from heart to give heart, love everywhere, and a softness and compassion, and wanting to go outward in love and compassion. That's what it's all about. So it seems like this journeyman is going in a direction to offer love outward to someone that they feel compassion for. That's what it's all about. So I'll leave that sit there. It's a good card. And we'll go forward here. Why am I getting frozen? But anyway, on the carnelian again, the self-worth that's being built because we're healing from our past that has been painful, and that is gaining us the self-worth to go forward more uh, fervently. Now, eight of earth. Yeah, that's the ball. That's the energy ball we were talking about. What was I saying? Energy balls going back and forth, and spreading love and light. This is what I'm getting. Um, there's a self-worth level here that needed to be hit, having to do with these two people, everyone really, on different levels. But they're gaining their energy ball. It hasn't yet begun to glow, is what they're saying. So we're not completely in our full power of potential here energetically as seen from above. Like we're not, when they look down, they send you down. They don't look down lovingly like a parent, and they watch you over time, like your guides and ancestors, whatnot. And they watch you over time how you grow, and they know the potential, the highest potential, and they know the lowest, and they try and influence you to get to that highest, right? That's your instinct. That's that thing that tells you don't go this way, go that way. But it's a light sense of it, um, because there's still lessons that we need to learn throughout. This is that ball starting energetically. Now give me a moment here because there's a lot of energy they're giving me here. Because one, in order to get to that glowing ball, they have to remove a mask. And they're going, look, there's a mask. That person used to wear a mask. So, right? If you were someone who was pretending to be someone else or didn't know who you were, you have removed that mask now and you're starting to understand more of who you are. So we don't know who we are. We can't be our full potential as God given or whatever you want to say there, right? Through the purity of like Christ consciousness, God, whatever, um, from above. Yeah. So, and I feel like that removal of the mask, they're showing me these two faces the same. So mask was that we couldn't go outward in compassion. We can't, and there's a lot of places, right? And even me myself, I've had a move recently that um, how do I say without saying? I have to say, um, like I'm weird because I pick up on energies that a lot of people don't, and I'm affected by energies a lot of people don't even recognize and will not recognize. So I was in an area where there was a certain level of understanding about this. People understood to a certain degree, so I could talk openly about it. And I moved to an area where it was suppressed. It was negative, even evil, looked at upon as being evil. So this is where I am now, and it was very how do you say caging for me because I was like going back and they're like, no, we do not hide who we are. We do not mask, right? We do not fit in with the crowd. We are who we are, and we're here for a reason, and we got to open that up. So a lot of people might be on that wavelength where they're coming across this kind of energy. Now, as the story continues, we're moving to remove that mask, and the mask that I had was yeah, I don't pick up on that. Kind of dumb. I don't not dumb as in the way of, but I'm dumbed down. Yeah, I can't sense. You kind of shut everything down because that's what your outward perception is. Now, I had a bit of a time where I went into this energy here, right? And I just, okay, it shined down on me. Literally this past weekend, I did a music rant, and it was completely in line with this. It's like shine down on me and just steal me with your energy, and then I'll be okay. But again, that's not what it's about. We're here to share, right? Energy, and just because other people aren't doing doesn't mean that we can't do, right? Um, So the bottom line, the masking behavior. So to remove that mask and still be who you are in and amongst, right? And it's bringing me back to I don't know if you guys Outlander is a show on Netflix, and this woman, she's a doctor, and she goes back in time, and of course they're witches, and they put all that evil stuff. It's basically the same thing. People are going to look at her as she's the most evil person on earth, but she was only trying to help people. This is what I'm getting. So the removal of the mask, no, we do not go back and shame ourselves because of someone having an inappropriate view. We come out and we be more of who we are. We continue to heal people. We continue to mend. We continue. This is what. So if people may be stuck in this energy or feeling this energy quite often at this time because of the great um, crackling that is happening. So this is all of that. And I feel for this masculine as well. I can split it into like a masculine and feminine before. Um, in their own way, they are conflicted as well. They're getting the same, but they're getting it from their outside world and they're fighting it quite heavily. It's like the feminine is received a little bit and then reclusing. I don't want to deal, refusing to. Where this one here is fighting it outwardly like a warrior, right? This is what's the difference in how they're doing that. Getting lost here again, but they're going outward in compassion to offer love forward. There's just some self worth issues here we have to overcome in order to get through to that partner. Is really what I get. There's some self worth that's in between. They're going, yes, we have to move through that to get there. If that's the partner here. Removing of the mask is going to help us. Removing that false sense of appeasing everybody outside of us, right? So the minute we block our true self in order to, stay away from conflict or what have you, that's what they don't like seeing from above. They're like, no, that's not who we sent you down to be, and that's not who you are. And in fact, that's going to collapse your world because that's not the plan. So this is the removal of that, the starting of seeing the root ball here of who we are in the heart center and moving forward. So this is all good. Okay. Next card, Shauna. There's the King of Air. And didn't we have the Queen of Air in the last reading? This is interesting. We did. So the King of Air. So this is him getting to the truth. Not only the truth of how and needing to speak. I'm getting these symbols here. I don't know if you can see that. Because this is the masculine energy under the feminine, which is interesting. And look at the colors kind of match, but there's a little more in the eyes here. So there's a discovery in the eyes of seeing and a truth that needs to be spoken from. There's a truth being spoken from the heavens to this person, this person. There's a truth coming. They're starting to see with the eyes of God, right? What they need to see. And soon they will speak. Their mouths are closed right now, but soon they will speak in reality because these are in kind of that blue energy of being in the 5D world. But this is real. And look at his mouth, it's open, ready to speak. So there's something that needs to be spoken. Could be partially this energy as well, because there's a very highly hermit energy coming from this. Man, there's a lot of stuff coming through here. I need to speak. This is great energy, this stuff here. You can't get no better in this stuff here. You just can't. That's an offering of a true heart. This is true because we're lit up, our chakras lit up. So there's a recognition here in the soul, a removal of the mask of both parties to a certain degree, but the feminines I feel are fighting it a little more in a different way. They're internalizing it. These guys are externalizing it. Again, there's messages here coming forward. So this is really good row of energetic stuff here. And again, the last reading was the Queen of Air coming to the truth. And here it's the King of Air. Is going to speak his truth. Because the last one was about the thought process, the mind of the Queen, and also being guided by truth and wisdom. This is, we got it. We know there's no question here. We know, because when we're thinking about it, we're still in analyzation mode. This is past that point. We've made our decision and we're going to go forward and speak our truth. This is that's the difference between the king and the queen. The queen will sit in contemplation. The king is ready for action. Okay, so this is good. Now, as we go on to, sorry guys, I'm just not up with, there's so much here. I gotta, okay, so as we continue with this energy of the going outward in compassion, we may have two people here going outward in compassion to offer love toward another. What animal card do we get here? Creature card is the hermit again. Okay. I feel like that's the coming out of. I feel like we have hermited and we are now ready to come out, or, yeah, because this is past energy. So it's like we needed time to assess internally as well. And we are now coming out in the past, right? So this is moving into the future. We're illuminated again, ready to take action, because we've gone from being illuminated and making a decision of where to go. And this is the speaking outwardly in order to do that. Okay, the 8 of Earth. What do we get there? The Tower. There it is again. So there is in the midst. I feel like the Tower is very. It's imminent. It's like right here, right now. It may be like within this energy, having to do with self-worth. So if we have a Tower here, something unexpected in the self-worth department, either there's going to be a crash, or I don't feel with all this energy though, there's going to be a bad crash, which is interesting. But nonetheless, shocking because it's unexpected. I'm going to leave that. Okay, the King of Air, what do we get on there? The 9 of Wands, yeah. Willing to fight. What are we fighting for? 9 of Wands. I do get a little bit of a defense here, but this is, the wounded warrior card, right? But we have a lion ready to fight. It's like putting in a lot of effort to go forward. Even though we've been through a lot, we're gonna put in what we need to in order to create success here. There's a lot that we've gone through, but one last push is what I'm getting. No, that Tower right in the middle, and they're not giving me anything on there. They're just saying it's unexpected and shocking. That's it. Okay, life changing. Okay, so on top of the Hermit, now as we get into the cards having to do with the universal energy, what are they sending down to you? Oh boy. 9, the Hermit again, trusting the inner self. So I don't know if this energy is being re-influenced because this person is really doing this. They're trusting the inner self, going down the inner path and coming out with that inner answer and going forward in it. Or if they need to trust in this, and that's a re-emphasis, trust where your heart goes. I don't know which is which here. For some, it may be that we know darn well where we need to go and we're going there and we're trusting our inner wisdom. And for some, they need to do this and there's high resistance to not. Okay. So you'll know whichever. Now, that may be where the Tower comes in. If we resist it and we know we have that feeling on the inside, it's like that test. We didn't study, and then we go in and we fail, and then we're shocked. It's kind of like that. We didn't study, so what do you expect, right? This kind of thing. Okay, so, Tower, above card on there, the devil. Oh, indulgence and taking a chance. So someone may be taking a chance here with something, and then the tower falls. I'm not going to look into that too deeply. It'll have to do with keeping a mask on or taking it off. If we remove our mask, our tower will be good. If we keep a mask on, our tower will be in darkness. We will have dark walls, is the sense. Because we're really encouraged to go forward in our truth, not our untruth. And someone's taking a chance here that they can go in their untruth and get forward, and it's just not so. And that's the towers because they expect it to be different on the other end, and it just won't be. So as we go to the Nine of Wands, when we get there, again, a lot of energy for fighting, to, to continue going forward. Yeah, the Four of talking about women. So there will be warning signs here letting us know what's coming. And the devil's looking in this direction. Give me a moment. Like this is all a dark line of stuff here. Trust your inner self is the bottom. This is where it all comes from. If we do not trust that inner guidance, or I'm not connected to source energy at this time, again, it's dicey because those that aren't connected, they're really going to be lost. And this is the path. This is the path to kind of kick you into the dark side or the light side. Where are you going to go? I feel like somebody's trying to outwit the energy. You really can't. You can't. And just that in itself, trying to outwit, will pull you under. I'm trying to help, but whatever. The devil's there, right down the center. There's a tower coming. And again, if you're in light energy and you're unveiling yourself as you truly are and not hiding from anything that you feel, think, or whatever, you will be okay. The devil doesn't have a hold of you. But if you are masking your behavior, trying to get away with stuff, this is where the tower comes in, and it could expose you, it could pull you down, it could change your life drastically, or we kind of get back. Well, we don't really know if we're pulled by the devil. He's just really had our hand all the way along. It's a part of this Skidooers. They're always out when I'm doing readings. Um, yeah, it's going to be no mystery. Like we're in the lying frequency. We don't tell anybody the truth. We're conniving, and this is already in our field. So we're just going to continue on that line. But there's going to be mishaps no matter, because the universe ain't going to give up on you. People, everybody around you may give up on you, but the universe will not give up trying to make you see. So that's the tower falling again. Okay. Now, as we move forward, the omens, I feel like those that are seeing the right way here, like this journeyman that's going forward to find their love and confess their compassion forward from truth and honesty and honor and all that, they will have omens coming to them, guiding them in the right way. Oh, but the devil's there, so we really do have to be sharp at this time and think ahead a little bit more. Because the journeyman don't like, he's kind of like the Knight of Wands. He just likes to go and do things and let adventures hit him and be kind of spontaneous. And I get a sense of, if we just look a little further in the future, how could this affect me down the road? That could help save you from any traps that may ensue. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. So I don't want to get too much in the dark. Um, Now the Hermit energy, trusting the inner self. What do we get? What in the grounded earth is going to happen? The devil. Man, he's just stubborn, that guy. Stubborn. and girl, trusting the inner self. We want to overindulgence. There's someone here that they may trust the inner self, but they have um they have some issues with overindulgence in whatever way. This could be in any way something that we're exposed with. Um, we may have gone inside, figured out what we truly want, but we still want to keep an imbalance. We want too much of something, and we can't. It's not healthy until it's balanced out. So there's a sense of indulging in this, even though we've gone inside and figured out what we need, where our heart, we want more than what our fair share sense here. And that may have to do with some of the healing here. We may not have healed completely, therefore, we want too much of something to overcompensate for that healing. Okay. Now, as we get into the self worth, the devil, has his hand here. He's going to create a tower for someone that's not quite in alignment with the light energy on the earth. We got the Justice card, yeah. So those that are, like I said, those that are lying to themselves, lying to others, they're going to be exposed for those things. They're going to see that clearly. It's going to be embarrassing, and it could for those that are on the wrong side of the tracks. It's going to take you down and so forth. It's going to continue to take you out because the devil takes, he will give back. He'll give a little bit at first. He'll give a lot, and then he gives less and less and less and less as time goes on because he's got to get more than everybody else. Now, this path that we're going on, he may have taken so much from us that we're enslaved to him. We're enslaved to him to the degree that we have no more self-worth to come from, so we don't feel we deserve any better. There's justice going to come down here, no less. And they're going, this is both sides. So the devil himself is going to get a reality check here. Now, if there's any effort, even like say someone's taken over by addictions or something, and then they get pulled down, like fall off the wagon type scenario, the universe is going to try and help that person out in that scenario, get them back on their feet. But if they decide, right, it's that thing, I want another drink, or I want another hit, or what do I want here? And why is it? There's got to be something. What's the link here? It's the self worth. That's the end of the line here. It's the self worth. We don't feel we're worthy, so we just keep going down with the devil until he takes us under. And again, for some, this may be a tower that really does hit us in the self esteem department so much that we just don't want to go on the light side anymore. We don't feel we deserve it. Da da da. We can't gain our self confidence back. But the justice is here. Man, that's heavy. Devil and justice. Huh. Now, let's go back here. Miracles, right? Miracles can happen if we're in the right frequency or if we accept the right. It's just the elements, the planets, they all got a line here. Um, the King of Air, I feel like there's the Queen of Air in the last ring, the King of Air here. They both deal with these problems differently. The masculine is more extroverted, the feminine is a little more introverted at this time. And this is the way they're dealing with their universe and all of the problems within and the healing and whatnot. But nonetheless, they're all coming to their truth. And this masculine here that I'm picking up on is ready to speak a truth. Now, is it a truth or is it not a truth, right? Nine of Wands, that's about, having a lot of opposition, but still trying to fight through. Omens, yeah, yeah. But there's still signals here pointing us in the right direction. Now, what happens on the 3D universe? There's the Ace of Swords. So thank you for ending on a decent note, because that denotes victory. And the Nine of Wands is being fed up to the point where it's kind of like they're showing me a scene where someone is in a battle and they've got their swords, and everybody's coming at them, and they stand on a rock and then they start slicing heads off. I know that's vulgar, but it's like we're finally getting through to a level here where we gain our clarity or we gain victory over those opposing us to a high degree. So really, in the scheme of things, this last card brings us to the point where we slay the devil, right? So what do you know? Oh, they said he's played his last card. They said he's played his last card and we slayed it. Because one, we're connected. One, we're highly, how do you say, highly connected to truth. It's really, and those that are not in their truth are just really going to be exposed for it. That's really the theme since, January 1st here, really. Those that are not in truth will really be exposed for it. And even though they think they're hiding it or continue to hide it more, it's really going to flip on them. So the Ace of Swords is about clarity. It's about seeing things crystal clear. There's no doubt. Anything that was an illusion, it will be no longer. That we will be exposed, or they will be exposed, or the truth will be exposed to a degree that we can go forward in our clarity. Okay, now the planetary card through all of this. The Sun in Taurus, practicalities to boost self-worth and finances. What do you know? Self-worth on top of stuff. Practicalities. And again, I felt like the feminine energy here was kind of avoiding the practical side of life because there's so much darkness out there. And the masculine here, again, it's going to be mixed with, we could have varying levels or degrees of good and bad within each of these people that are creating, right, this tower. This tower that falls in the middle, I feel is really just an illumination of what needs to change. And we're going to see that more clearly. If this one doesn't know what needs to change to go forward, that tower's going to show them. If this one doesn't know, and I feel like these ones, they're lost in purpose. Like they know their purpose, but they're lost because they feel so overwhelmed by the difference between what their purpose is to help people see the light. And it's like, I don't see no light. This is where they're lost. This one is in kind of fighting mode, just trying to find their inner truth is what it is. They're trying to come from their inner truth, expand in their inner truth. And again, varying degrees of this. So again, Sun is full on energy. It's 100%. Taurus, that's bull, right? So it can be stubborn energy, but it can also be very progressive. But it's slow moving, and it's in increments, is what they said. We'll be gaining this in increments as we go on if we're going in the right ways. And again, a signifier will be your financial area improving. If your financial area is improving, and some people don't believe this, but take note, this is a signal from the universe that you are doing something right on the spiritual side. They will reward you with finances. If you're struggling to gain finances, struggling and like, what do you call that? Robbing Peter to pay Paul, this is not the road. You should be rewarded by opportunities for money making if you're spiritually on the right track. If you're not, those will be taken away quickly and toweringly, right? Those will be the shocking moments. Like suddenly money is going to be removed from your energy field. And for them, I feel it's more for the masculines. Again, maybe not a lot of them will be into these readings. It's kind of like they need to be whacked into shape because it's uh, like punished. I don't mean to say that, but their mindset, right? if I'm punished for this, maybe I'll take a second look. If nothing happens, then what am I going to look at? I'm going to keep going in the energy I'm going in. This is kind of the way the perception is. It's not the way the energy comes. The energy comes as opportunities that we take or don't take. We're in resistance to those opportunities that can gain us forward, then it's like we feel punished. But it's not that we're punished, it's just we're not seeing the right way, if that's translating. And the feminines as well, it's the same motive. We will be rewarded with opportunities. If we have hangups in our work area or discharges, like they're showing like a gun going off, like if something blows in a bad way in our work area, there's, it's going to allude to something spiritually that we need to work on, is what I'm getting. Man, this is kind of a multi-leveled, complex thing, but we're ending with the feminines in their truth and the masculines in their devil energy. They're either going to partake in the temptation and be corrected, or partake and go down and fall for it. And it's going to be heavily at this time, because I feel like it's just, but there's a lot of good energy here. There's a lot of good compassion going inward to find our channel, but we come out, and that's when the devil takes us again, is that outward. Those people around us we may have a lot of devils around us that is just too tempting to not go there. So, and again, it's heavy energy at this time, because justice will prevail no matter. So if you're on the good or the bad side, it's going to hit you in that way. So hopefully that helped you. That's part 2. Sun in Taurus. So if you are a Taurus, this may be paramount energy for you as well. Dealing with practicalities, gaining success in these areas if we are spiritually sound. By that I mean following our inner core, our inner purpose, that kind of thing. We're in masking behavior, trying to impress others artificially or superficially, that we're going to be highly exposed in this area to correct that. Going to correct that. No more masking. We got to be who we are intrinsically, or there's a tower that's going to fall. And that's that energy. We have a root ball. We got to come from that glowing, loving, caring part of ourselves. Like, look at how similar those colors are, man. There and there, right? If you look closer, it's kind of glaring. But there's like a purpley glow. Where is it? In that ball, right? We're seeing with the eyes, but where are we going to go? Okay. Anyway, that's the energy report. Hopefully that took it home here. Periodically, if I get time, I will be coming in to do readings like this, energy reports and whatnot. This felt very much like a masculine, feminine thing. As I'm looking at, this traveler, and the energy dealing with all of this stuff. There's a tower that's going to happen here to set someone or someone's or both parties straight if they're not in alignment with where the universe is feeding that energy. That's really what I feel. It is unavoidable. They're saying this is unavoidable, this tower, and it is for both parties in different ways. Again, we have a masculine and a feminine energy. The feminine, again, avoidance of the reality. They don't want to, because my reality is negative. So I'm wanting to hermit and be in the white light of God. Well, who wouldn't want to be, right? It's kind of like when you get a chance to pass, right? They say you get 3 exits. And you get sent back down. It's like, oh no, I don't want to go back, because I felt the light. I felt it. That's what I'm getting here. It's like I don't want to go to reality, because it feels so good when I'm communing with, the energies. And then for the masculine, I feel like he's just the adventurer going out and pursuing things that are just on the light side, that he's really going to get tapped into a rut here. And it's whether it's a good rut or a bad rut, depends on where his core is sitting. But again, we've got a lot of hermit energy for them and fighting energy. It's interesting because if I were to set this reading up myself, I would put that card with that and that card with that, because this is very much an internal, introverted energy, and this is very much an external. But I feel what's happening is on the external, we feel justified, but internally, we are still fixing. On the internal, we feel very imbalanced, but on the external, we're playing our mask here. So this is the difference between masculine and feminine, the yin, the yang, it's all screwed up, and the tower's going to fall in order to get your right placed right again. Yeah, we got one more tower to fall here before we get on our right paths, is really what I get. And it's going to be in a practical universe. In order to get us both to the keys of self-worth properly. For some, it may take them down, but for others, it will bring them up, and they will go where they need to go. Wow. So that's very powerful. Take care, guys. Have fun and be kind, and we will talk to you soon in the broadcast.